Have you ever wondered what it is that makes someone unforgettable? Why is it that out of every woman a man meets in his life, there's always that one, often younger, woman who just stays on his mind? Not just for a week, not just for a season, but sometimes for a lifetime. It's not always about looks. It's not always about youth or beauty. Sometimes it's about the way she carries herself, the things she says, and most importantly, the impact she leaves on his mind. In today's video, we're diving deep into human psychology to uncover the 3 powerful things a younger woman does that makes her unforgettable to a man psychologically, emotionally, and mentally. We'll break down the behavioral science behind it, the emotional connection it creates, and what it reveals about male psychology. This is more than just attraction. This is about imprint. So sit back, turn up the volume, and let's decode the secrets of the human mind. The power of contrast. Let's start with something that most people overlook. Contrast. You see, the brain remembers what stands out. It filters out what feels ordinary and highlights what feels different. This is where the youthful spirit of a younger woman can leave a permanent mark. Psychologists call this cognitive tagging. When an experience triggers emotions that are intense, new, or unexpected, the brain tags it as important and stores it deeply in memory. So what's the first unforgettable trait? 1. She brings lightness into his life. Many younger women, not all, but many, carry a sense of lightness. She laughs more. She jokes freely. She's spontaneous. In a world where men are often weighed down by pressure, responsibility, and silent expectations, that lightness feels like oxygen. It reminds him of a version of himself that once existed, a more playful, hopeful, and open version. Psychology says this is known as nostalgic reinforcement. Her energy pulls him back to a version of himself he misses, a version he wishes he could still be, and because of this, he doesn't just remember her, he remembers how he felt with her. And feelings, not logic, are what truly imprint memory. Emotional curiosity. Let's talk about something that really makes a woman unforgettable to a man. Something deeper than appearance or youth. It's the ability to make him feel seen, not judged, not fixed, just seen. 2. She asks the right questions and listens. You see, many people talk, few listen. Even fewer listen with curiosity. A younger woman who makes a lasting impact doesn't need to be the smartest in the room, but she knows how to ask powerful questions. Questions like, what drives you? Did you always want this kind of life? What's something you've never told anyone? Psychologists refer to this as intimate vulnerability exposure. When someone creates a safe space for you to be vulnerable, especially when you didn't expect it, your brain associates that person with safety. That bond goes deep. For men who often suppress their emotions or hide their true selves, being seen without judgment by a younger woman hits different, because it's rare, and what's rare is remembered. Magnetic confidence. Now here's where things get really interesting, because this third quality, it's the one that often haunts a man's mind for years, and it has everything to do with how she values herself. 3. She walks away without bitterness. A younger woman who knows her worth and doesn't beg for attention. That's a woman a man never forgets. Why? Because most people cling, most people chase, but when she can love deeply and still walk away when she's not valued, that level of strength stuns him. It's not about revenge. It's not about drama. It's about self-respect. Psychologically, this creates disruption memory. His brain isn't prepared for the calm departure. It expected pain, anger, or desperate pleading. But instead, she chooses herself without making a scene. That emotional maturity combined with youth, that leaves a mark, because it teaches him a lesson. He lost someone rare, and that truth echoes, sometimes forever. Why these 3 traits work so deeply? Now you might be wondering, why do these specific things make such a strong impact on the male brain? Let's break it down. The lightness she brings, it bypasses the logical brain and taps into his emotional core. The curiosity and deep listening, it gives him something few ever give. Psychological intimacy, the ability to walk away gracefully It activates both respect and regret, two emotions that shape memory deeply. According to psychologist Dr. John Gottman, relationships that are built on emotional intimacy are far more memorable than those built purely on chemistry. And the kicker? When these traits come from someone younger, someone he didn't expect to possess such depth, it doubles the psychological impact. Why? Because the brain remembers unexpected wisdom, and it doesn't forget what it couldn't predict. The emotional imprint theory. Let's introduce a key psychology concept: emotional imprinting. This is when a person leaves such a strong emotional memory that your brain associates certain feelings, smells, songs, or moments with them for years. And emotional imprinting often happens during periods of stress or transition, moments of vulnerability, times of unexpected joy. So when a younger woman enters a man's life during any of these phases and brings these three powerful traits, she doesn't just pass through, she etches herself into his neural wiring. And even if they never speak again, he'll hear a laugh that reminds him of her. He'll meet someone who's kind, but not quite her. And part of him will always wonder, what if? Real-life examples. Let's look at a few real-world scenarios where this happens. Case 1. The spontaneous intern. A man in his 40s meets a 24-year-old intern at work. She's smart, kind, always curious about life. He's used to people only talking to him for what he can provide. But she asks about his childhood dreams, his regrets, his real self. They never dated, but 10 years later, he still thinks about how seen he felt. Case 2. The girl who walked away. A young woman dates an older man. They have chemistry, but he's inconsistent. Instead of begging, she thanks him for the memories and walks away with grace. He doesn't realize what he had until months later. But by then, she's moved on, and his memory of her only grows stronger. How men process emotional regret. Men don't always process emotion in real time. Sometimes they only feel the weight of something after it's gone. Psychology explains this as delayed emotional processing. Men often compartmentalize. They rationalize. But memories sneak in, late at night, during quiet drives, in between relationships. And when the memory is of a younger woman who brought lightness, depth, and self-respect, it doesn't just fade. It evolves into nostalgia, and sometimes into longing. Why age matters, but not how you think. Let's be clear, it's not just about youth. It's about what youth often represents. Hope, openness, possibility, raw honesty. When a younger woman expresses these traits and pairs them with emotional intelligence, she becomes not just rare, but unforgettable. She doesn't manipulate. She doesn't pretend. She just is. And that authenticity, wrapped in curiosity and strength, makes her unforgettable, because she reminds him not only of what he wants, but who he wishes he still was. The long-term impact. Years later, he might be in a new relationship. He might be successful, but certain women stay in his mind, not because of what they did for him, but because of how they made him feel. The younger woman who made him laugh in a heavy season, saw through his tough exterior, chose herself over begging for love. She's not just a memory. She's a lesson, a reminder of depth, light, and strength, all in one soul. So if you're watching this and wondering what makes someone unforgettable, it's not just charm, it's not just looks, it's how you make someone feel in your presence. A younger woman who does these three things, who brings lightness, listens deeply, and walks away with strength, leaves a mark, not just in the moment, but for a lifetime, because psychology doesn't lie. We remember those who touched our hearts when we least expected it. If you found this video powerful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And remember, being unforgettable isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. Stay curious, stay kind, and always protect your energy. Until next time.